Namaste, beautiful yogis all across Australia. This is our special class to pay respects to our beautiful Mother Earth, to really feel deeply into our heart center the tragedy that has befallen us with the bushfires that have devastated so much of our beautiful land, that have unfortunately taken so many of our beautiful native animals. And just on cue, here's my animal come in to help with the healing energy. So this is beautiful Coconut, and he loves to be a part of the yoga practice because yoga will bring healing energy to ourselves. It will soothe and calm that part of us that is feeling so much sorrow, so much anxiety, so much fear for our future. We also want to pay respects to those who have lost their lives, the heroes of our country, and also from other countries who have come and been part of this togetherness to really save our beautiful country, to do what we can do in order to put out these devastating fires. We really want to also pay respects to the traditional custodians of our beautiful land, our beautiful Australia, as we now call it. So let's just have a moment just to connect to those elders, to the wisdom keepers who have come before us. And I feel, and of course a lot of what I'm saying today is going to be from my opinion. You may not agree, and that's fine. But I feel we are being asked to just bring back some of those traditions from the Indigenous people who have been able to sustain this land for millions of years. We need to have the awakening process where we bring back some of those traditions. Also too, it is very dear to my heart that we pay attention to anything that we're personally doing at this time that may contribute to any, perhaps climate change. If you believe in that, if you don't believe in that, it really doesn't matter. What we do know, and it has been shown scientifically, there's enough documentaries around now that we can actually see the evidence of the oceans increasing in temperature. The ice caps are melting. There are some crazy weather patterns that cannot be explained, that don't form the normal pattern, the charted scientific patterns that we've seen for millions of years. Something actually is going on. So whether we believe in climate change or we don't, what matters is that we can choose to take steps that will better our own personal lives and will better the earth. We don't have to tax Mother Earth so much. There's something that we can all do, and it can just be small steps, small changes. And if everyone makes those small changes, wow, what a difference it can actually make. So you may be looking at putting solar panels on your house, renewable energy instead of electrical energy where we're having to burn coal and use oil. There's so many different ways that we can contribute. It may be buying less packaged items, going to your local growers, going to your growers markets where you're not using the packaging that then goes into landfill, that then may sweep into our precious oceans. We can start to look at perhaps a more plant-based diet. Even if you know that you're incapable of going to a full plant-based diet, just cutting back on your meat consumption can help incredibly, because we are definitely taxing Mother Earth with our mass raising processes, our mass raising agricultural processes, killing animals, which if anyone has been on a yoga journey for some time, something starts to happen where you are more mindful anyway about that perhaps unnecessary destruction process of our animals. Or if you choose to eat meat, you do so mindfully. You choose meat that comes from a sustainable source. You go to those farmers who are looking after their animals, who are doing paddock to plate. There are so many different ways, and I could probably talk for a long time about those things that you can do. One of the greatest things, easiest things that you can do is to plant a tree, is to plant some of maybe your own herbs, fruit trees, vegetables, because trees and plants will actually sequester carbon from the environment. So we're pulling down the excess carbon from our emissions and we're bringing it back down into the soils where it needs to be. So there's all sorts of little things that we can do that will contribute to a better world and to creating that balance again for Mother Earth. So we can all have a beautiful life, we can all have fun, and we can all take what we need from Mother Earth, but give back equally, give back wherever we can. We're here to be looked after. So let's just now come into easy cross legs. In yoga, we call this Sukhasana. So we're just going to roll there onto our buttocks and take the legs either into just a full cross legs, or sometimes it's more comfortable depending on the openness of your hips, just to sit in more like a Siddhasana pose where you might have one heel in front of the other, or you can tuck that foot up, perhaps more into your lap. So just adjust onto your sitting bones, and we'll drape the hands now over our knees. And we're going to close our eyes down and just move our shoulders back so they stack up over our hips. Now, sometimes when we do that, if we feel like we're going to fall back or we may want to move forward again, it's great to take a cushion and then just pop it under your buttocks so you can get that tilt of the hips so you can sit more squarely and you can stack the shoulders over the hips. Now we do that as a ritual in yoga so that the spine becomes nice and straight and it produces energy flow upwards through the spinal column. The energy flow then awakens the energy centers. We call these chakras in yoga, and these chakras open out to universal energy. They drink universal energy in to the organ system and also maintain and balance our emotional, mental and spiritual body. So it's really important at this time when we're feeling so much tragedy, sorrow, panic, anxiety, anger. There's so much anger about what's happening. Of course there is. We're upset. Anger is a normal and beautiful emotion. We just become mindful though that we don't want to direct that anger to anyone. We just want to experience it within ourselves because it's an impetus to change. It's an impetus to step up into a new self, to do those small things that I talked about that can make such a difference to not only our own lives, our future generations, to a beautiful animal kingdom, thank you Coco, and to our beautiful Mother Earth. She is our soul home. We must protect and look after her. So let those energy centers open. Let yourself connect to all that is. And in that connection, you will enter into your personal and divine wisdom. It's there. It's available to you. You don't have to go outside of yourself to tap into this source energy, to do what you know to be right. So just feeling, and then couple that great posture that you've produced with the beautiful pranayama, the breath work in yoga. We're going to inhale through the nostrils, expand into our lower belly, rise the breath up, expanding through the ribs, allowing that breath to awaken to the heart, reaches the collarbones, and then exhale. We're going to let that breath just drain out of the chest, out of the ribs, out of the belly, and then it's an empty space in the belly, just asking you to breathe deeper. Breathe it into the belly again. Inhale. Fill yourself with prana, life force energy. Allow it to awaken all the way through to your collarbones. Become inspired through your inspirational in-breath. And then exhale, let it all go. Just feel the relaxation effects, the centering effects. This type of breathing moves you deeper within. So you feel you don't have to control anything outside of yourself. It's very important with the events that have been unfolding that we don't feel we have to get into control mode, because that's what's activating our anger, our frustration. Rather, we come into a place where we have solutions because we're empowered to take responsibility for our life and all that's occurring outside of ourselves. Keep going with breath. As you breathe, as you go within, you understand that you are the microcosm to the macrocosm. What occurs out there is also occurring within yourself. So this heated energy that we're experiencing, that's what's firing us all up at the moment. And maybe we can look to emotionally where we can soften, where we can cool down, where we can invite in more of a feminine-based approach, fire element, very masculine, very rapid fire, destructive. And in fact, it mirrors the yang or masculine energy that's part of our world at the moment of taking, not always giving back as much as we take. Taking, there's nothing wrong with it, but we want to give back, and that's where the feminine element can come in. The softness, the soothing, the compassion, the kindness, the intuition. So just allow that to awaken within you, awaken that divine feminine energy within you. And then move out into the world from this place as you go forward from this class, doing those small things to contribute to healing for self and for others. Continue to breathe. And really activate that feeling self, feeling all that you are. There's nothing wrong with any of your feelings. The anger, the hurt, the frustration, the despair, the sorrow, the bewilderment, the concerns for the future, the concerns for your children's future, the concerns for your grandchildren's future. Just let it all settle within you, because it's not right nor wrong, it's just what is, and we're here to observe, we're here to breathe and to feel. And we theme our class today to send healing energy right into the core of Mother Earth. And I invite you to send healing energy to our beautiful country, Australia. However you see that healing energy, it could be waves of golden light, waves of white light, it could be a big rainbow that wraps around the world and wraps around Australia. It could be a halo of energy, it could be a pyramid of energy. Often we use geometrical patterns, geometrical symbols to create healing frequencies, healing energy. So just whatever comes to your mind's eye is perfect. Send that energy out to our beautiful Mother Earth, to our beautiful Australia. Let's connect to the animals who crossed through this time, the Australian bushfires, and just perhaps take a different perspective. Perhaps they sacrificed their lives to create further awakening, further healing. And perhaps because they don't have the frantic minds that humans have, that they went so peacefully, willingly. Perhaps it's all part of a grander scheme. And let's know that they are now looked after in the hands of the Great Spirit. Allow their energy to come to you to create a depth in your heart. You may feel that deep sorrow, and that's a perfect experience. And through that deep sorrow, further awakening is created, further connection, a greater need begins to pour forth from you, a greater need to do what you can do, to be a healing force in this world. As we gently open the eyes and we turn the palms up and extend out through our fingers and inhale, Draw the arms up and above the head and bring the palms together, and exhale, bring the hands down and through prayer pose. So just a really gentle class for us today. So I want as many people as possible to do this. So our yoga needs to be available for all people, and of course you modify, you do whatever you need to do as we move through our gentle class today. Just go to where it feels right for your body, or pause and just keep the breath going, because breath awareness is yoga. Keep on breathing, inhaling, drawing the arms up and around the etheric body, and exhale, centering down and through prayer pose, and inhale. Reach up for that higher good. Exhale, anchor it down to Mother Earth. Anchor that energy down, healing forces, inhale. So tap those palms together, exhale, right hands coming down onto the earth. You can go hand or forearm. Try and anchor through your left hip and reach on over. So inhale, length through your spine. Exhale, revolve from your navel center, looking to the top hand and beyond. Now push off the floor. Inhale, tap those palms together. Exhale, let's go down to the left. Hand, forearm, anchor your right hip. Inhale, length through your spine. Reach out through that top arm. Exhale, revolve from the navel center. Looking to the top hand and beyond. Just the act of looking up gives us hope, gives us trust and inspiration. Inhale, tapping those palms together. Exhale, releasing. So we're going to turn over and onto our knees. You find the top of your mat, wherever that is, and you can have your hips stacked over your knees and your ankles in line with your knees, and plant through the tops of the feet. So yoga is all about producing energy flow, and that's what creates healing energy, and that's our theme for today. So the energy flow can really be felt through our meridian system, those internal energy lines. So as you press into the tops of the feet, you're already activating energy there. And then you're going to shift your hands so that your wrists are there under your shoulders. And press into the hands, press into the tops of the feet. Feel the energy start to awaken. Now drop down through the belly, tilt and separate the sit bones, open the heart, gaze on up, that's your inhale. Exhale, now pull up through the navel, tucking the buttocks under and the chin under, round up through the thoracic spine, round the shoulders, press the mat away with the hands. Inhale. Exhale. So we call this the cat-cow combination. So inhale, there's a beautiful cow pose, Vilasana. Exhale, the cat, Madhurasana. Inhale, just awakening energy through that precious spinal column. And exhale, tuck on under. Inhale. Feel the heart center open, leading with our heart through this life, and then an exhale, tucking back under. Inhale, open yourself up. Exhale, this time sit the buttocks back onto the heels, press the hands further out in front, bowing the head down, pull the shoulder blades down the back. Breathe and feel. Third eye settles into Mother Earth. Your third eye is your chakra portal for intuition. And as you rest that third eye against Mother Earth, just experience a transference of energy, a transference of Mother Earth's wisdom into your third eye, felt as intuition, some divine messages coming through to assist you to move forward in your life with the awareness that Mother Earth needs healing at this time, and there's going to be some whispers coming through to you intuitively of what you can do. We all have a different role to play. We all don't have to do the same thing, but there's something unique that you can do to support. Remember, it can be just very small things that no one even has to know about, but you know what you can do. Oftentimes we're being asked to donate because that's a great way to send and funnel money into the right sources so the animals that are injured can be healed. Can be programs that are assisting to do changes, to maybe work away from some of these things that are causing climate change.
You might want to get involved in a political party that's working towards sustainable measures to support the earth. But equally, and maybe more powerfully, what you're doing right now, sending healing energy into Mother Earth, listening to the wisdom of Mother Earth, is so important. Spiritual energy is always more powerful than things that you even do on the physical realm. Maybe you don't necessarily believe that, but that's some philosophical insights that perhaps may make sense to you, perhaps not, but let them rest in you at this time, no matter what. Good. Sit your head up.
Sit yourself up, and then here's the arm circles again. Inhale, drawing the arms up and above the head. Exhale and bring the hands down and through prayer pose. Inhale, drawing those arms up. Exhale. So remember that cow pose, there it is. And then your exhale, tuck on under through the cat pose. Inhale, beautiful cow pose. Exhale, sitting the buttocks down onto the heels, resting the head down. Now keep flowing, breath and movement synchronized, becoming one. Inhale, draw the arms up, and exhale, bring the hands down into prayer pose. Let's try that again. Inhale, draw the arms up, exhale, and then come into your cow pose with a big inhalation. Your exhale takes you into cat pose, really tucking in. Inhale, beautiful cow pose. Exhale, sitting the buttocks down onto the heels, bowing the head, connection to beautiful Mother Earth, our beautiful Gaia is her spiritual name. Inhale, draw the arms up and above the head, and exhale, releasing down through prayer pose. So let's keep going. You can take the hands out again, this time curl the toes under, and then lifting yourself up into what we call downward facing dog. So depending on how experienced you are as a yogi, will depend if this one feels really natural to you. Some of you may be completely new to yoga, so let me guide you through a bit at a time. And ultimately, for those who are more experienced, heels can already be down. Otherwise, I'd encourage you to keep the knees bent and then walk the dog. So we're walking the dog, even though Coco's not up walking. But here we are walking the dog, pulsing the heels up and down, feeling and breathing, relaxing and letting go. Beautiful aspect of yoga is that it does relate so much to animals. So many poses have animal names, paying reverence all the time to the wisdom within animals, their connection to the earth, how they live instinctively, and how they don't take any more than they need from the earth. Beautiful. So if you can, both heels are coming down now. So inhale, we're going to lift our heels as we look up to the hands. Exhale, bend the knees. Let's kind of really tilt and separate the buttocks towards the sky. I'm going to step the feet in behind our hands, straight or bent knees, and then hold on to the forearms and just let go here, let go. Now for some of you, this will be really strong, so remember you can bend your knees as much as you need to. For those who have done a little bit of yoga, this may be a nice place just to stay. For those a little bit more experienced, inhale. We call this Uddiyana Bandha. What we're doing is suctioning the solar plexus area, top of the belly, into the ribs as we move out and away from the legs. Tilt and separate the sit bones towards the sky, and then as we go deeper into that fold on our exhalation, we'll get a bit more of a release. So either sway side to side. If you can though, form a figure of 8 with the movement of those arms. And you'll start to awaken not only through what we call bladder meridian, running right through the back of the body, but also gallbladder and stomach meridian, sort of the outer band there of the legs. So that's really nice, producing energy flow, as well as getting the benefits of this half inversion. So every time you fold over like this, the blood rushes to the face, like a little mini facial. So many benefits to our yoga practice.
And it gives rise to a feeling of surrender and letting go as we drop the shoulders down like this. So any tension you've been carrying, any burden, and we all have through this time, this tragedy that's unfolded in our beautiful country, we're just going to let it go. Let it tumble off the shoulders now. Let go. Return to this present moment. Return to knowing there is a way forward that heals and helps us to become whole. So you can just pause that rocking action and then inhale. So pick up the belly. What I mean by this is pull up from the perineum right at the base of the torso, suction up into the navel, and it'll support your lower back as you inhale. Stand upright, draw the arms out from the side body, look up between the hands and bringing the hands down through prayer pose. Stepping the feet together, and we're coming through salute to the sun. So again, all of our yoga practice really helps us with that connection to all that is. So one of the classical sequences that we do in yoga is Surya Namaskar, salute to the sun. So we give thanks to the sun for the life-giving energies. Think about that solar energy. Think about solar panels, that renewable energy. Think about if we harness that solar energy, what it can do to enlighten us, what it can do to awaken us and help us with our connection to all that is. Help us to do, as I said, what we know to be right. So feel your connection to the beautiful solar power, like a battery in your body that gets charged up. And bring the hands down to the side body. We call this mountain pose, Tadasana, beautiful connection to nature, mountain pose. Become that mountain, sovereign, unmoving, and yet evolving. Inhale, open your eyes, draw the arms up and above the head. And exhale and fold straight or bent knees, Uttanasana, standing forward bend. Inhale, stepping your left foot back, dropping to the knee, gazing on up. Press into the flat of your hands and exhale, step this foot back into that one we did before, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the energy up into the center of your being and exhale, dropping down to the knees. Peel the buttocks back onto the heels, kind of like what we did before. We're getting used to these movements. Bow the head. This time we slither into cobra pose. Look up, lead with your chin. Inhale, melt onto your hips, press into the tops of the feet. Elbows stay bent deep into the side body and come up to where it serves you. Press into these hands, curl the toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, now lift up that left foot and draw it up between the hands. Drop onto the right knee and then gaze on up. Transfer the weight into this front foot and step your back leg in, folding over your legs. Uttanasana. Power down through your feet. Inhale, unravel the body. Look up between the hands. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Feel the energy. It's really starting to pump now through your meridian system. Inhale, drawing the arms up and above the head. Exhale and fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, stepping your right foot back, dropping to the knee, and we're gazing up. Exhale, flat of the hand, stepping that left foot back, the downward facing dog. Inhale, pull the energy up to your belly, and then exhale, drop down onto the knees, peel the buttocks back onto the heels, bow the head. Look on up, inhale, cobra. Plant into those hands, exhale, downward facing dog. Pick up that right foot, inhale, bring the foot between the hands, gaze on up, weight into this front foot so it's a lighter transition. Pull that back leg in and fold. Power down through your feet, inhale, draw the arms up from the side body. This time, bring the hands down and into prayer pose. Breathing here, feeling here, connection here, this moment, this moment, this moment. Let go of what has been.
Trust that all the events that have unfolded were necessary. There was a divine plan. Even if your mind resists that notion, it's already happened. So resistance actually creates tension. What we can do is settle into acceptance. And through our acceptance, we create space again in our mind, in our body, and in our emotional state. And through that space, we invite in a way forward, a solution. As I promised you, just a gentle class. So let's just do one beautiful classical yoga standing pose, and then we'll make our way back down and onto the floor. So let's take the hands to the hips. Inhale, we're going to bend both knees, and exhale, let's take the left foot back and step it on out to the side. We look down, you can shuffle as much as you need to. You've got a heel to arch alignment. Hands still on the hips, you want to square the hips and roll the buttocks under. And then float your arms up to shoulder level. Inhale, look over that front hand. Exhale, you want to draw the front hip straight to the back hip. So it's not going out behind you, it's maintaining one plane of alignment. So what it'll do is really activate through your inner thigh and also that hamstring that we released before. But this part of the body, we're going to lift up and over through the underside waist. So you might only get to there, and that's wonderful. Some of you may get a little bit deeper down. And some of you might be able to wrap 2 fingers around the inside of the big toe. So I'll take that middle option. Let's just re-tuck the hip, length through the spine. Now revolve from the navel center, turn and look to that top hand and beyond. Now it's really important that you draw your neck or your throat back towards your neck, and it will support you as you look up. Otherwise you look down. So Trikonasana is that triangle pose, the 3-pointed star. Always means as above, so below in symbology. So we're asking the heavens now as we reach on up to support us, to give us a way forward that's love-based, that's compassion-based. It's all about kindness and everyone being supported. That was a good move by Coco coming under my legs there. So press down into your feet, let your top arm lead you up, inhale. And then hands back to the hips, and then turn those feet around. Good. Square the hips and roll the buttocks under, and let's inhale, draw the arms up to shoulder level. Exhale. There's that beautiful alignment. Alignment is important in yoga because it not only supports you in terms of keeping your body safe, free of injury, but it also runs more energy. Energy is what we want in yoga. That's what's healing the internal organs. It's also maintaining that balance through the deeper layers of our being. So remember, you do have that option here as well. So re-tuck, revolve from the navel center, Jalandhara Bandha, draw the throat to the neck as you gaze up. Reach up with this top arm. The more you reach, the more you gather that higher energy. The more you anchor it down through the portal that is your body, the conduit of energy, reaching through the soles of the feet, deep into the core of Mother Earth for healing. This is your chance to do what you can do. Keep breathing. Inhale, look on down. As you plant into the feet, you should be able to come up nice and gracefully. Turn that foot in, hands to the hips. Inhale, let's open back. Exhale, fold your way forward. Now you can be straight or bent knees, doesn't matter, we're only transitioning. Weight into your hands. This time we all bend the knees, and we can step or just lightly hop those feet together and come down here onto our knees. So we're going to just do a couple of simple movements now before we do a final rest and a final meditation in Shavasana. Is our beautiful restful end to every yoga class that we do. So inhale, let's just spread our wings right out, spread our wings right out. Feel expand, it's so good for the heart. Let your heart open, because when there's a disaster on, we close in, we feel tragedy. But we want to open up again because we want to be of service. We are being called to do all that we can do. Now we're going to take the left hand under the right arm, and we create what we call eagle arms. So squeeze the palms together. Now if you can, get the elbows in line with the shoulders, and then move through your shoulders and upper back, flexibility. Tension dissolves where it may have been forming through the trapezius muscles, the upper back, the tension knots. Inhale, expand out your wings, expand, 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 expand. All the meridians through the arms are opening here. Things like heart meridian, pericardium meridian, small intestine meridian, lung meridian, large intestine meridian, and another one we call the triple warmer meridian, so really powerful. And then right under left, squeeze the palms together. Elbows up in line with the shoulders, move the hands away from the head a little bit, breathe. The more you can squeeze those arms and hands together, the more you'll get some activation through those precious arm meridians, awakening energy into your organ system, keeping you healthy and functioning. And also there's such a correlation between your physical health and your metaphysical health, your emotional, mental health. So when you're toxic on the inside, your thoughts are toxic, your emotions are ratty. So this is your chance. Bring some light in, bring some healing in. Inhale, expand out your wings. Beautiful, everyone. And exhale. So we're going to rock over onto the left. Pick up the right over the top. It's nice to complete a yoga class with some kind of a twist to realign the energy through the spine, to keep that conducting energy of Kundalini, we call it. Kundalini. It moves the energy upwards through those chakras that we spoke about earlier. It's the potential spiritual energy we all have, said to reside in our spinal column. And when that Kundalini energy moves, it is said through our indigenous wisdom that it moves up like a rainbow serpent. So if you ever see rainbow serpent festivals that our beautiful indigenous people are running, they understood, they knew. We all have this potential, this spiritual awakening, this rainbow that comes up through each of the chakras. So red for the base, we come into orange for the sacral, yellow for the solar plexus, green for the heart, blue for the throat, indigo for the third eye, violet for the crown. They're your 7 chakras, and the rainbow colours really awaken. It's that frequency of energy. We see rainbows in the sky. We understand that the universe is telling us something. The spectrums of light that can come into us that create healing. So feel that awakening process as we inhale. Just hold on to that top knee and then exhale. So turn to that knee and place your right hand behind the body or wherever it goes naturally for you. And then inhale, draw up the left arm and come over. So press the elbow against the knee and that'll help you just swivel around that little bit more, releasing from the navel. Turning to perhaps look over your shoulder. Squeezing through the digestive tract, wringing out those toxic layers that we may have accumulated. Feeling the gentle twist of the spine, the Kundalini awaken, rainbow serpent. Now free to rise on up, help you to grow in consciousness. Inhale, bringing the head back, and then just rock back so you can get that really efficient switch, change over or do as you need to. Inhale, hold on to that left knee, and then taking that left hand back and around. Beautiful reach high with the right arm coming over. So knee and elbow resist, and it helps us to release out from the navel center. Beautiful twist. Matsyendrasana, beautiful twist pose. Bringing out the digestive organs, awakening Kundalini serpent energy. It's full of colour through our spinal column. It's the mythology meets the physiology, so just go with it. Use your imaginative process. Breathing. Inhale, let the head come back and around, and then exhale. So we're going to come into Shavasana. If you do have a cushion, you may want to use it. You don't have to. Your head may be more comfy right down on the mat, so just see what works for you. And then lay yourself out. Drop those feet out to the side. Turn your palms up and the fingers curl in slightly. And we're going to carry on with that imaginative process with the rainbow serpent, because the rainbow serpent is potent, and the rainbow that has awakened through our spine, we allow this rainbow serpent to make its way down into the core of the earth. And so collectively, as we all do this, we see this beautiful, wriggling, slithering, powerful, potent, spiritually dynamic rainbow serpent moving down into the core of the earth. Connect with all the other people who are currently doing this class, who have done this class, or who will do this class. So we see the trails of rainbow going down into the core of the earth. How many trails of rainbows can we bring together deep down into the core of the earth? And we don't have to control the process. We're just part of the process. We're just doing our bit to focus our intention on healing energy. That's all you have to do. In this moment, that's all you have to do. Focus that rainbow serpent down into the core of Mother Earth, all the rainbow serpents coming together. What can be produced as we all do this? What healing forces can be awakened? How can we literally reshape our destiny? How can we soothe? How can we calm? Gather up our hands, bring them into prayer pose, Anjali Mudra. Just there resting our thumbs, the back of our thumbs into our heart center. Our heart is the heart of all beings. Our heart is the heart of Mother Earth's heart. We experience our oneness. We experience that if we act in a way that lacks integrity, it comes straight back to us. Yet if we act in a way that is nurturing, balanced, fair, then it produces not only healing and success for ourselves, but healing and success for the greater good. We remind ourselves what those small things we can do are. Could be just returning to do this class, could be just sending the rainbow down into the core of Mother Earth, or whatever imaginative way you see Mother Earth healing, the planet healing. Do what you know to be right. It's a beautiful Native American saying. Do what you know to be right. The indigenous people, they carry the wisdom. They maintain the balance on the earth for millennia. Let's pay our respects once again to the traditional custodians of this land. We let those hands go down and we just shift our feet up so our knees are bent. And then we lift those knees up, gently rock back. You might need a couple of goes to rock back and sit your way up. So Coco, I'm not sure if he's still in the frame. We might see if he can come on over. Come on then. You're going to come and say goodbye to everyone. He says, I'm asleep, Mummy. So here he is. So remember how much, sorry, probably affecting the microphone, how much we look after our beautiful animals, our pets. Mwah. How much we would do for them. So let's do what we can do for all of the animals, the indigenous animals, the beautiful animals that have been, you can probably hear him snoring, the beautiful animals that have been injured, but also too, as I said, perhaps it's your time to work towards more of a plant-based diet, which heals the planet. So you may not be aware of the education around, in particular, beef, the methane that is produced from so many animals actually creates a lot of carbon in our atmosphere, which, if you understand that cycle, then is creating heat in our weather patterns, is warming up our oceans, is melting our ice caps, is then the level of the oceans is going up, which means some island nations are already feeling the effects. Some American states are feeling the effect. The oceans are rising up. We're having problems across the board. It's too much to even really talk about. But we ourselves in Australia really felt the destruction of the heat and the drought and then the fires. So again, some of what I say today may not resonate with you, some of it might. It may be an educational process to then want to go and investigate a little bit more. Lots of great documentaries out there that you can go and watch, because I may not be giving you the right facts, but there's people who do know so much more, and you can go and investigate. So from Coconut, or Coco as I call him, and myself, and all of the My Health Yoga tribe, if you have been doing other charity classes, thank you so much to our teachers, trainees, graduates, all in every state in Australia, but also across the world. We've had 3 international countries, Canada, Italy, and Cambodia, also join us to raise money for Wires. Thank you, Wires, for all that you're doing, and money from this class, the donations that you're making, thank you so much, are going to Wires to help our injured animals. Also want to thank so many different businesses that have shared our posts: Australian Yoga Journal, Yoga Australia. I'm probably going to forget them all. There's been so many of you guys that have supported us. We're so grateful. Mind Body Australia is another one. Liquido Active have donated tights for me to wear. They've got pink flamingos on them. You can't get any better than that. So I want to thank you guys so much. Also given us extra tights that we're going to raffle off. So please get involved in that to raise a little bit more money, and you might be the lucky one winning some yoga tights. So we could not be more grateful for everyone who supported us. A special shout out to my beautiful team, in particular Carrie-Anne Fields, who came up with this concept to bring all the My Health teachers together across the country and across the world. Carrie-Anne, thank you. You've done so many hours organising this, and we are just so grateful. Also to beautiful Lyndall Benedretti, who obviously is always our right-hand woman, does so much, is a manager of our Gold Coast studio and one of our main facilitators. Thank you, Lyndall, so much for everything that you've done. Also to Gregory Dunn, who has helped me to do some writing and get the word out as well. So thank you guys. Mwah. Much love. Do what you know to be right. Namaste.